Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. Got some more books in from various small businesses, Riverbend Press, Living Book Press, and Yesterday's Classics, as well as some books from Amazon, many of which are also from Yesterday's Classics, but through there. And most importantly, this is my new table I got on Amazon. So if you're interested in that, I will be sharing a link to that just for fun. So let's start with Living Book Press. So I recently found out that they were on Instagram, which I really didn't realize. So we got Lad a Dog, and there's other editions of this too, but I wanted to give them a try, and I had heard another YouTuber who does Ambleside Online had ordered from them. And so if you're new here, you may not know dogs are a big thing around these days. So we did Lassie last year, and I'm excited about this book for this year. Next, I think this is from Yesterday's Classics. Yep, so this one's straight from Yesterday's Classics. So we have the Burgess Animal book, and so if you're unfamiliar with Yesterday's Classics, they reprint classical and historic books from long ago. So these print when you order them. So that's why I have a couple of different, and I paid a little bit more to get the color version of the illustrations in this book. So as I was saying, the reason that there's only one book in this box is because I believe it ships directly from the printer, in case you're wondering. That's cool. And so this is going to be one of our books for the CMEC. I believe it's for Form 1B and 1A. And I didn't even know Burgess had different books, so I may just be ignorant over here, but there's like a bird book, a seashore book. Next, also from Yesterday's Classics. I think, yes, okay. So the first book is called Peeps at Many Lands. This was not very hard to find. They have the other versions of this book, such as Greece, Ancient Greece, and I think Ancient Egypt at Rainbow Resource and on Amazon, but this one is harder to find. And I believe this is for Form 2, which is 6th grade, or Form 2A or 2B, I'm not sure. And next, Florence Nightingale, and this is one of the biography readers for my 6th grader. And Story of David Livingstone, same thing. And I forgot I just ordered this book again, so I better go cancel that order. This is one of the math books. I can't remember which level it's for. It's either for my 6th grader or my 8th grader. And I think that the ladies at CMEC talked about this during the form meeting, and so I knew that this was a really cool book that I wanted to get. So that's the Yesterday's Classics. Let me clear my space a little bit. Okay, next. So this is Riverbend Press. I'm going to need scissors for this one. Should always just keep scissors when I'm unboxing, right? Okay. And this is somehow affiliated with the CMEC. I don't exactly remember how. I think one of the ladies might be the one who runs it. And so it's a similar concept to Yesterday's Classics. They get permission or they just use books that are out of copyright. And I only ordered one book, but it was packaged so nicely so that it didn't get damaged. A lot of the books I get from Amazon show up damaged because they're not packaged with care. They just throw them in a container. So this is Little Folks of Many Lands, and this is one of the books for Form 1B, which is, I think, 1st grade. It's for 6-year-olds, so my daughter will be turning 6. And it's about children in different lands. And I don't know if there's, used versions that you can find. We switched to CMEC rather late, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I wanted to make sure that we got all of the materials rather than going on an extensive searching mission. All right, next up we have Amazon stuff. This, I believe, is for my 8th grader biography. And CMEC gives you lots of choices. This was one I just thought might be interesting for my daughter. Okay. African American Classics. I think this is also either for my 8th grader or 9th grader. And it's an anthology of biographies, I think, or writings rather. Biography of writings. So that looked really interesting. Next, this is about John Muir. I know he is controversial, so this will not be the only reading that we're doing, and we'll see how this is, as with everything, right? Okay, next, this one I actually opened because we had a birthday recently, so there was some confusion about what was in each book. So this is the history book for one of my younger kids, either first grade, really kindergarten, but first grade, third grade. So Form 1B, 1B or 1A, or 2 something, I don't really know. For one of my kids, if you join the CMEC, they tell you when to do everything, so don't rely on me because I really don't remember. And then it's funny, when I saw this, I was like, oh, what is this a shape of? And then, oh, it's the United States sideways. So I thought that was kind of funny. And see, so most of these books are yesterday's classics. You could tell by the frame on the back. So I did get this from Amazon, but they are the publisher. And so see, excuse me, how I was saying, these books that you order from Amazon, they just throw it in the envelope and, you hope that it doesn't get banged up too badly. So this book, I think this is for my 8th and 9th graders. Not sure. And this one is for my 9th grader, and I also ordered her the Young Readers edition of Radium Girls. So if you haven't seen that movie, it's really interesting. And I believe this is part of her science. I'm not particularly sure if it's about science or a biography or a blend of the two or what have you. I'm going to adjust my camera because we're getting a weird lighting thing happening. Okay. Next. This is a brush drawing book. This is for part of the art program. This version is by Yesterday's Classics, which you may be able to see here. So one of the things that I really like about CMEC, and one of the reasons I joined, is because they have a very solid art program. And so there are videos recorded that members have access to for painting, clay, blackboard drawing, paper modeling, all sorts of things. And so this is the book that I believe if you want to do it on your own, you can use. But I also wanted to just have it on hand to look at and read in addition to watching the videos. But I'm really looking forward to doing the brush drawing with my kids. And this is what we'll be using for watercolors. I only got one, this is chalk. So as an eclectic homeschooler, I've come to be fond of different types of quality chalk. We still have, I think it's called Mercury or Mercurius brand, which is what the Waldorf people use. And then this is a different type that they recommended. And I have little chalkboards for my kids. Hopefully this is the right one. I think I just clicked on the link. So for the kids to use for their little chalkboards. And hopefully in this haul somewhere is the book I got for that. Actually, I don't think I got the blackboard one. I got a different one. Okay. So this is the Radium Girls Young Readers version, like I was talking about. And I'm really excited to have both my girls, I think, will read this. And it was about the watch dial painters in, I think, either the 1920s or 1940s. So, these days we have where we can light it up, although my battery's broken. But back then they would paint it with radium. And apparently the companies knew that it was poisonous, but they were concealing it. And so this goes, I believe Marie Curie, her work may have been used, or some evidence, some correlation. Obviously, I think she's the one who discovered radium. But anyway, I'm excited for those to be read in tandem. And this is not on any list. This is just something that I wanted to get. Then we have Tanglewood Tales by Nathaniel Hawthorne. If the name sounds familiar, I believe he's the author of The Scarlet Letter, or the grandfather of the author of The Scarlet Letter. He also wrote another Ambleside book. Or no, not an Ambleside book. He wrote one of the books about the Salem witch trial, I believe. That is a Memoria Press book. And so this is like kind of a compilation of mythology. So you can see it's got stuff about the Minotaur, Pygmies. So I think this might all be Greek mythology, because I'm seeing pomegranate seeds and the golden fleece. So kind of not what I was expecting when I saw the title, Tanglewood Tales. And I believe this is for my third grader, he's Form 1A. But I thought it looked really darling. And this is also a yesterday's classic, as you can tell by the format of the front. And then the last book for today's filming is Historic Poems and Ballads. I think this is for my 6th, 8th, and 9th graders. And if you're unfamiliar, a ballad is a longer form of poem. I believe the Norse famously had those. Obviously, Homer and the Iliad and all that, I believe, are also ballads. But these are shortened versions, obviously, which is good, because I was a little bit worried about that, holding attention and everything. So that is the last book for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the books that we got from mostly CMEC, possibly Ambleside Online. And as soon as my other things come, I will go ahead and start filming those. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments which book you thought was the most interesting. Thanks for watching. All right, just kidding. So the last couple of things I was expecting showed up right after I finished. So I figured, why not just finish up? So this is Lays of Ancient Rome. This is for older kids. I believe it's part of Citizenship. And this is by Pentiano's Classics. I'm not familiar with them, but I have seen several covers that have this format, so I'm assuming those are all by them. For example, there's a History of Europe book I was looking at for my oldest daughter, who's going to be taking an AP European history class, thinking that might help. Okay. So this is one of the books I was very excited about, Drawing, Design, and Craft Work. And it blends with nature study, and it just seemed really interesting. And this is different styles of artwork, especially if you've ever seen classical engraving. I think some of that is similar to the designs here. That's a art book. You could see again, dreaded Amazon damage. Okay. The Living Year, this is a nature study book, completely bent. Also, yesterday's classics. Let's look at the table of contents on this one. So this is by month. I don't think I have this yet. although it looks very familiar, so I'll have to go look through. It looks really cute. And then look, it's the same book I already ordered, so I'll have to figure out what to do with that copy. Oh, and it's all dirty, gross. Okay, next, one more box. Okay, so this one has clay tools in it, which is part of our art study that we're going to do. This little watercolor set, I thought this was really cute. So this is what I thought the chalk was, and I only ordered one of these. I'm sure we will need 5, one per child, right? But I only ordered one because I don't have very much budget left after all the books. So this is adorable. It looks like you could travel with this. And it's got these little watercolor pigments and this little pen, which I'm not going to be able to get out. Watch. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. And you can mix on here. This is so cute. Okay. So this is for that brush book I was showing you. And this is the brand if you want to look into that. And that must be compact so that you can take it, you know, if you go on a nature hike or whatever, which I'm hoping we'll be able to do this year. And a water pen for the watercolors so that you don't have to keep dipping your brush. You just fill the well. And there is a set one of my kids has which comes with a brush like this. And so I was excited when I saw this because that works really well for especially younger children. And this is a compact world atlas. We have several giant atlases, but this one is more compact, and that will be for our geography studies. And this was also shown in the CMEC forum meetings, and so I really appreciate being able to see that, and that's why I try to show things on this channel, because I feel like it's so difficult when you can't look inside of a book and you also can't get a sense of the scale and the detail. And I believe my kids will share this. I mean, in an ideal world, they'd all have their own, but realistically, for space and financial constraints, I think we're just going to have this one. And that's it, for real. So thanks again for watching. And I will show you guys the other stuff we have coming from a couple of different places. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing this haul, and thanks for watching.